David has declared his satisfaction and his pursuit of God. Now the psalm turns outward. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. Psalm 63, verse 9. David's enemies are real. Their mission is specific. Destroy David's soul, which means his life. They are not seeking to wound or capture him. They want him dead. David names this and then declares their destination. The lower parts of the earth refer to Sheol, the realm of the dead, the grave. David does not pray for their destruction here so much as he declares it as a certainty. He speaks as a man who knows how this ends, not because of any power in himself, but because God has already established the outcome. The men pursuing David are pursuing a course that leads to their own graves. Their mission against God's anointed cannot succeed. It can only consume them. They shall fall by the sword. They shall be a portion for foxes. Psalm 63, verse 10. David sharpens the image. Death by the sword was a warrior's death, but what followed stripped away any dignity. A portion for foxes means their bodies go unburied, left on the ground for scavengers. In the ancient Near East, burial was a matter of honor and dignity. To be left unburied was the ultimate disgrace, a sign of complete defeat and abandonment. David's enemies, who carry royal authority and military standing, end as carrion. Their power, their weapons, their commission from the king. None of it protects them from this end. David does not celebrate cruelty. He declares God's justice. Those who raise the sword against God's anointed will find the sword turned back on them. Goliath fell by his own sword. Haman hung on his own gallows. This pattern runs through Scripture. The instruments of the wicked become the apparatus of their judgment. But the king shall rejoice in God. Every one that sweareth by him shall glory, but the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. Psalm 63, verse 11. Three groups appear in this last verse. The king rejoices in God. David writes this about himself, out of confidence in God's covenant with him. The rejoicing is not in his own survival or military success, but in God himself. The source of the rejoicing defines its quality. Then everyone that swears by him shall glory. Those who align themselves with God's anointed, who take their oaths by God and order their lives under his authority, share in the glory. Their allegiance to God's king connects them to God's vindication. The last clause lands with finality. The mouths of them that speak lies shall be stopped. Throughout the psalm, David's enemies have operated through words. They plot, accuse, and slander. Their mouths have been their weapons, spreading false charges to justify his enemies' pursuit. But God will stop their mouths. The word carries the image of a mouth shut, unable to produce another lie or accusation. The contrast with David is complete. David's mouth opens in praise with joyful lips in verse 5. His enemies' mouths closed in silence in verse 11. One mouth fills with praise, the other empties into nothing. The psalm that began with a thirst in the wilderness ends with David rejoicing in God, the faithful glorying together, and every lying tongue silenced.